Brief DVM's coming at you today from inside a Mustang. Kind of wanted to show you the touch nav and the dash of the Mustangs. Now this is the 2014 to about 2010 era, so it's not the new 2015, but this is a good look at the steering wheel. And here's the touch nav screen. The camera does the best job it can picking this up. It's awfully bright, so it's really hard to kind of keep in focus. But the touch nav here, I'll see if I can maybe zoom this in a little closer for you. You have the ability on the home screen to kind of play with it. You can keep the map up. You can keep the Ford Blue ovals up. You can keep the audio and the climate control, or you can put the radio up. It doesn't matter which you want. It's kind of playable, which is nice. I personally like the map, the audio, and the climate up. Turning on the radio is a piece of cake. Nice little sound bar for toys. The multicast is kind of nice for the HD radio. Let's just switch between it. This particular 5.0 Mustang's got the shaker system in it, which is kind of fun with the several big woofs in the back and all the speakers. I'm going to switch with the steering wheel here. We're in the nav screen now. The nav screen's kind of nice because you can zoom in and zoom out all the way out to 25 miles, all the way into a quarter mile. And it tells your current location. I also like that you can lay the nav flat and kind of see it like directionally. I think the stars are an added little touch Ford puts. Certainly you can go into the destinations. I've got a couple of them set in here. You pick a destination. It'll find the simplest and shortest route. It's really kind of nice. You've got preferred routes. You've got traffic preferences. You've certainly got navigation preferences. You don't have to set all this. It's pretty much automatic if you don't. But if you want, you certainly can. One of the things I did is kind of play with the average residential speed because around here that's about 30, main road speed's about 50, and freeway's about 70. Once you set that, it obviously does a little better job of navigating the time from point A to point B. And it can also put areas to avoid in. Notice at the bottom it's constantly showing you the climate control and the radio too. Love the calendar feature. That's really quite nice, especially that you can scroll ahead and come back to the today's date. It's really handy when you're on the phone with somebody. It has all your information on the radio, which is good. And then it has a help bar, which has basically the touch screen of everything I have down below between my steering wheel and the center console. Phone is standard. You got your phone book, you got your call history, you get text messaging, and certainly this all has to do with what phone you have as to how easy it works. Yeah, it has the standard sync apps. Climate control, I love that. This has the dual climate control. This has the heated seats. Works really well. I have it on auto right now. So again, back to the home screen here with the map. And then the radio. The radio is kind of nice because it does have the jukebox in this one. The jukebox is nice because it actually has an HDD drive, which is a hard disk. Saves what, 2,472 tracks. You can also plug into it your Bluetooth or your line-in stuff. Oops, I don't have a CD in it, so it's not going to show me. That's just going to say no disc. And then you can blank the screen out if you don't like it. Obviously, the camera here doesn't like that. And you can turn the screen off completely if you don't like it. And then, of course, you can turn it back on. You can play with the sound. The bass and the treble are pretty easy. The balance is kind of fun to mess with. X here tells you where it is in the car, and you can move it around as you please. Ford's done a really nice job of just giving you a lot of bells and whistles inside that are kind of fun to play with. Speed compensation, that's nice. And then you can set the processing for all the seats, the driver, or for the rag top, which actually increases the volume, which is kind of nice. And then back to the home screen. So this is the touch nav that comes in the Mustangs currently. Again, it probably will look different in the 2015. This happens to be a 2013 5-liter Mustang ragtop. And we really like it a lot. And we're going to switch gears and run over back to the dash. Oh, I love this classic old style dash. It's throwback. And when it lights up even better. This is the opening view when you turn on the car and you light it up. It's on the gauge detail, and boy, does this thing have a lot of gauge details. Air-fuel ratio, if you want to look at that. The cylinder head temperature, you certainly can look at that. You can set these, folks. It's great. You can look at your inlet air. You can look at your oil pressure, your oil temp, your voltage. Any of these can be your opening screen for when you start the car up, which is kind of nice. If you don't want that, if you push yourself back far enough, you can get into your odometer readings. You have trip A and B, which is kind of nice. Again, I apologize, this won't come in complete focus. The fuel economy, which is instant, and then over the last 10 minutes, 5 or 30. Again, it's not going to be perfectly clear because it's really hard to get the camera to focus on this with as bright as it is. You have the track apps. I know they say for track use only, but we all use them on regular street. It's kind of fun. Obviously, you have the G's. Then you got your acceleration timers. I have them all cleared out right now, but they are kind of fun to play with. The countdown start is probably the funnest one. When you click OK here, it actually gives you like a race pole set of lights and drops them down so you can then hit the start and, have fun doing it. Then back to the regular thing here with the acceleration timer. The next one down is the brake performance, which again is kind of like the acceleration timer. You can actually, clock your stopping distance, and then of course you can clear everything. And if you go back, you can go into settings. Into settings, you have driver assist, which this car has the rear park aid and the rear camera. And under vehicle, obviously you've got the auto delay headlights. You've got your locks, which you can auto unlock or auto unlock off. You've got your menu control for standard memory versus your regular memory. You've got your oil life reset, which is kind of handy to be able to get to. And then you've got, obviously, your steering feel. Most of us, really like to play with this. Sport, it's going to be stiff. Comfort, it's going to be relaxed. My color. Oh, that's probably the fun toy of the dash. You can switch the color as you watch. I'll just go through the different colors. There's ice blue. Here's white. Another one we have is green, which tends to be my favorite. There's purple. You got blue, and then of course you have orange, and you have red. And then as you see below there, when I'm flipping through the screens, you have my color, so you can set it, which is kind of nice. Then it remembers it. You can set my color. The halo also changes. You've got 3 choices on the halo that you can change. When you go to the halo, you can turn it on or off just to begin with. So we'll show it here off first. So that's with no halo on. And then we'll turn it back on. And the halo you can do in blue like it is currently, or you can switch it to orange, or you can switch it to red. My preference is blue. And then ambient light, I really can't show you on the dash. That's your cup holders, your door frame edges, and underneath your legs and stuff. But you can set it from high to low, and you can change also the same 3 colors. And it has a my color too. Then there's my key for the younger drivers if you want to let them drive your car. That's kind of a nice feature. And then your information screen, which basically tells you all the goodies in the system check of how the car is doing. Your oil life, your charging system, your doors, your trunk, and how much fuel you have left. Pretty much this is the interior dash of the Mustang. We really like it. It's a fun toy. Wanted to show it here so that other people could see what it's like. Again, this is the 5.0, fun car with a great interior dash. We really like it. Thanks for watching.